I recently got to play a Victory Copper Deluxe, which in its own marketing calls itself inspired by AC amps, Vox style amplifiers. And it led to the question, when do we stop just calling everything Fender, Marshall, or Vox? Because while the spirit is there, this amp sounds like a mother... Victory amplifiers are a company that have been around since 2013. The brainchild of Martin Kidd, a British amplifier designer. Him and his team of engineers, held together by shadow investors, one of whom has been outed because he does commercials for a guitar store that he owns. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing to be outed for. I'm actually glad for the transparency, but that's all it was. Martin Kidd is someone who worked at Marshall, and he sort of spearheaded Cornford Amps back when they were this small little company making exceptional amplifiers. Now they make exceptional amplifiers that they can sell everywhere. I mean, I'm in Canada, and I found this Copper Deluxe, and it's less than $3,000 Canadian. That's exceptional good value. The Copper Deluxe is a 35 watt amplifier with power switchable to 12 watt, which is what all of the examples in this playing are, is at the 12 watt setting. Master volume, gain, 3-band EQ, which the mid is very weird for an AC style amplifier, and of course the tone cut, as well as tube biased tremolo and reverb. For me, the thing that didn't really hit was the cleaner sounds, the less than edge of breakup sounds, because they sounded the most like a Vox, and Vox clean is not something that I'm particularly interested in. However, the gain, that is monstrous. guitar amplifiers, we all sort of have this construct of there are three. There's Fender, Marshall, Vox. Those are your food groups. And I don't think that's right. I think that's way too limiting because there's tons of other amplifier companies out there that have made really cool stuff. There's also vast differences within those three companies themselves on things that they do and they do well. Notably, the difference between a Fender Tweed and a mid-60s Fender. Hugely different amplifiers. So at what point do we stop saying these are food groups and we start sort of thinking of them as genres or mediums? Because that Copper Deluxe felt to me more like something that would have been a Mesa Boogie or a Soldano than it does an AC amplifier. Yes, it has the spirit of it. It has that specific upper chimey frequency thing. But it doesn't feel at all like a Vox. I've owned Vox. I've played Vox. They're more modern ones. I'll concede that. But they're still in the ballpark. This feels like a completely different sport. Not in the park, a completely different sport. When do we stop treating it like three food groups and start pushing sounds and amplifiers on their own merits? Victory themselves do this with an amplifier called the Jack, which was semi co-designed with Guthrie Oven. They also do it with the Kraken, which doesn't say anywhere that it's inspired by this or that. All it is this is the amp that Rabia Masad uses, which, considering he's, for me, the most inspiring heavy guitar player on a personal level, yeah, that's the sound that I want. But this notion of it's Voxy, it's Fendery, it's Marshally as the selling point, it undersells modern guitar amplifier circuit engineers and builders, puts them into a pigeonhole when what they're doing is something far more interesting than just copy paste old stuff or breathed on. It's a whole new recipe. I think we should stop just saying it's Fender-like, it's Marshall-like, it's Vox-like. We should start saying this is what it sounds like, and then just play the fucking thing. Anyway, here's what the Copper Deluxe sounds like.